Pedro Miguel and Oman Ahmed as well. Akraf is in the middle together with Almoez, the man you have to watch out for. He's the man who can create the chances for the side as well. Kuki is in defense. Like I was telling you, the center referee is Daniel Orsato. And the Italian referees have handled 2 of the past 5 World Cup finals, so they are very well preferred for this kind of work. He worked 3 games at last year's European Championships. And the referee, Italian Daniel Orsato, is taking on another very big match today, together with the assistants.
Depuis 1964, l'Union togolaise de banques s'engage à un développement socio-économique.
Well, we're still taking the lineups then. Now the Ecuadorian lineup has got Hanan Galidez, Felix Torres, Piero in Capi, Pervis Estupian, one of the men you have to rely on that team. He should be in the midfield. They will be having Angelo Preciado, Romario Ibarra, Gonzalo Plata, Sebas Mendes, Mois Caicedo, Michael Estrada, and Enar Valencia. Felix Sanchez is the coach. He says he knows that they've got a very big task ahead of them, but he says they're playing at a very big stage, and he expects that his men are going to be living up to the expectations. He'll be relying very largely on Almoez Ali, the striker, who's the leading scorer when Qatar was crowned Asian champions with 9 goals in 7 matches, and has been a man scoring a lot of goals. That's him, has scored in 3 different Confederation finals as well, and is the joint record scorer for Qatar on 42 goals. He also scored 1 in the 2-2 draw at the Copa Americas in 2000, so he's a man who's going to be very heavily relied on. Now this man, boys, does play his football for Brighton and Hove Albion in the United Kingdom, together with 2 of his teammates that will be turning up for the Ecuadorian side. Any moment now, we'll be going into the opening match of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. The past 4 opening World Cup games have produced 17 goals. That's an average of 42, or rather 4.25 per match. And this is expected to be no exception. We're into the match now. And Ecuador said, Qatar trying to send the ball up on the front, obviously to excite the fans here. I am Bernardo Tieno. I'm in the company of Jacob Mule, a former national coach of the Kenya national team, Harambee Stars, to take you through the 90 minutes of this game. Very heavy expectations for the host nation in a match like this, Jacob.
Well, it's a big game, Bernard, and it's the first time that it's being held in Qatar. And playing at home, I will tell you, brings a lot of tension to the players, especially the pressure in the first few minutes of the game. But should they be able to settle early in this game, then they might give a Cinderella performance here.
Well, that's one of the other men they'll be relying on. That's Abdul Karim Hassan, who was sending the ball onto the right side. Again, trying to get into the midfield. Now you've got to watch out for the man Almoez Ali. They'll be trying to get the ball to him most of the time. But let's see if they can also get it off the midfield and move it more to the center. But more has been said about Gustavo Alvaro's side than has been said about Felix Sanchez's side. Although they have been the focus of the entire preparation coming into this match, they get the advantage here, the Ecuadorian side. Oh, well, no, they don't. The advantage is lost. And so the chance will be given back to the Ecuador. Oh, just a little block on his way by Pedro Miguel, the Portuguese Qatari. On Caicedo. Gives it out for a free kick that is going to be given to the Ecuadorian side. Pervis Estupiñán seems to be the man who's going to be taking it. That's one man that Ecuador is very heavily relying on. Plays for Brighton. Just one of the three men, including Jeremy Sarmiento and Moise Caicedo. He's attack-minded, the fullback. And created 22 chances on their route to the 2022 World Cup. The goalkeeper comes off his line, doesn't have a touch on that ball. A dangerous moment here as it's lobbed over. It's the first goal of the 2022 World Cup. And it's Valencia who puts it into the net. Valencia, the man who plays for Fenerbahce, scores the first goal of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Obviously, the Qatari side will be trying to find out where they went wrong. But it looked like they were a little bit frantic in their defense there, Jacob. It looked like the goalkeeper came out, didn't touch the ball, and made the basic mistakes in goalkeeping.
Well, it's a basic mistake by Saad Al-Shaba. He came off his line, he missed the ball, then he actually forgot where he was, and that volley, Valencia scores his 36 goals for the Ecuador side, and what a way to score it for a very, very first time in the World Cup, and what a goal, what a header.
Well, I could just tell you Said Al-Shaba forgot, he didn't have the situational awareness, didn't know exactly where he was from that moment on. And they're all groping to try and find out who's going to stop the striker from putting the ball into the net. Too late to blame anyone. It's for them to regroup and re-strategize. But the first goal has been scored, and Qatar will be wanting to put up a performance that might just make them live to the tradition of the hosts not losing the opening match. There's been a lot of stories about what could have happened before this opening match, but none of them, I can tell you, will determine the 90 minutes. Going to be checking the goal. The VAR will be used in the World Cup as well. The referee, Daniel Rosato, I think will be looking for a foul anywhere in this. What do you think, Jacob?
Well, I don't think there was a foul in that game. That should be a very clear goal. I mean, it's a mistake of the goalkeeper. Saad Al-Shab is a very experienced man, having been played for Qatar for 80 games. And
well, they have to check a lot of things as well. Here is a check, and you see, it's a goal.
Oh, it's clear. I mean, there's no way that was going to be disallowed, Bernard.
You never know. There's a lot that is checked on nowadays in football. You check for infringements all around. It's offside. It's no goal. They should have seen from the sign that the referee was putting up. So that has been ruled offside. Here it is again. You'll obviously be making a judgment with the naked eye. I don't see an offside there, though. But when it's coming back,
well, I cannot say for what reason this goal has been disallowed for sure.
Well, you've seen the replay, you be the judge of that one. But it's still 0-0 in Qatar versus Ecuador match as we restart it. A very, very young Ecuadorian side with an average age of 25 years, 26 years if you'd like. Together with Ghana and the youngest teams at the World Cup. Would be composed of Ecuador as well. They've got to organize themselves and regroup now. There's a Qatari team coming up now. Pedro Miguel, a Portuguese Qatari now trying to send the ball up at the front. They're still looking for their big man Al-Moez Ali, with a very impressive record of scoring in literally every match that he has played in. But he'll need a lot of feet coming into the midfield. Looking at the formations, Jacob, what do you think the Ecuadorian side is playing at the moment?
Well, Ecuador, they have a 4-4-2 formation here. They rely on the two strikers, Ena Valencia, whose goal has been disallowed, and then Michael Estrada. The two experienced men, they have scored 43 goals, 35 for Valencia. I thought that he has scored his 36th goal, which was disallowed at the VAR was used in this one. But looking at the 4-4-2 formation. I think so far it has worked for them, but looking at the Qatari side with 5-3-2 formation, we've not really seen them testing the Ecuadorian goalkeeper.
Well, back into the midfield then. It's Caicedo, was it? Trying to get into a through ball that has been blocked. And a massively built man in that midfield in Karim Boudiaf, the 32-year-old, very experienced midfielder. Let's see him again on the ball. He's got 115 caps to his credit. Plays for Al Duhail. One of the good things about the Qatari national team is that they all play at home, so you can actually believe that they train most of the time together and they know each other even at club level. It's again headed back in search of striker from the Ecuadorian side that doesn't get there. It's that moment when coaches are usually at the most tense moments, Jacob.
Well, definitely the first 5 minutes of any game are very important, and since that goal has been disallowed, I think the Qatari side are trying to get their nerves back in the game. I mean, that could have really disoriented them, that first goal.
I'll tell you, Ecuador have kept 6 consecutive clean sheets in the 6 friendly matches they played in the run-up to the World Cup. And so they might just want to keep things that tight as well. Another good lob onto the left side. Oh, trying to bring it down to Pervis Estupiñán. It gets back to him. That's the man who actually is a talisman in this team. He's the one who initiates a lot of the moves, an attack-minded defender. Mendes. Push back into the midfield again, looking for the same man, Karim Boudiaf. Loads of experience written all over his game. Mario Ibarra plays it to Caicedo, who then leaves it back. Estupiñán again. Always very calm when he's on the ball and very adept on his left foot as well. Looking for a chance to go through. This is going to be a foul. And Valencia is the man who's been brought down by Basan Hisham. Oh, Basham, only 28 years old, but has got loads of experience as well. At 58 caps to his credit, plays for Al Duhail in Qatar. It's going to be a free kick for the Ecuadorian side. Estupiñán is the man who's going to be taking it. Obviously, the Ecuadorian side will be trying to prove that they scored a legitimate goal earlier on. That's why they're all pushing up to the front. It comes into a very low one right at the front. Can Qatar break into a first one? They are unable to. Ecuador will be pressing them once again. That's a good clearance then coming in by Abdelkarim Hassan. Again, very, very experienced man. 15 goals that he has scored for Al Sadd, but then he clears this one very well to send the ball off the field of play. It's going to be out for a throw-in for Ecuador.
A very good piece of defending there by Qatari.
The throw-in now. This is going to be out for a goal kick. Yep. Oh, well, it's a corner then. Oh, I did think that he was going to be going out for a goal kick, but yes, there was a touch by Cookie. And he leaves it out for a corner for Ecuador. They used their high altitude in Quito to get the better of their opponents and to qualify. Well, all said and done, Qatar still remains a very unknown quantity in terms of World Cup prowess because they played very little competitive football recently and only ended up third in last summer's Arab Cup. But that's enough confidence then for them. A little wait before the corner is taken by Gonzalo Plata, the Valladolid midfielder. He's going to be covering it in on the left foot. So an in-swinger. Very tough referee, Daniel Rosato. telling Caicedo very nicely that he can see what he's doing in there. The curve comes in. I can tell you for sure that Saad Al-Shib, the goalkeeper of the Qatari side, is a massively tall man and had already, you know, exerted himself over Caicedo in case he was trying to go for a header, but nevertheless it was cleared off. It's a good piece of defending this time around, Jacob.
Yeah, you're right, Bernard. And when you see Qatari after that scare, that goal, then they've all pushed their men back. They're trying to defend and not to concede an early goal. And Ecuador are still coming at them. You can see just about a quarter of an hour played in this game. Ecuador have the bigger share of this game.
Well, that's in terms of the percentage ball possession that they seem to have the bigger part of. Yeah, they're becoming a little bit complacent now, and you could also say that the Qataris are steadily inching towards the Ecuadorian side. Here's that clearance again. Goalkeeper was already there. And, oh, is that why there was the offside that time then? Okay, the leg just up there. Well, very difficult then to have seen it at that time. And that is why it was ruled offside. Well, now that puts the doubt to an end. We didn't see that at that time. Al-Shib. Long ball up at the front. I need to tell you as well that this ball will be moving faster all the time. The ball has been nicknamed Al-Rihla, which means the journey. That's the name of the official football. It's supposed to move a little bit faster. Guess where it was made, Jacob? In Pakistan.
Well, Pakistani, they are known for most of the balls actually played all over the world made from Pakistan, and it's no wonder that the World Cup ball this year is also coming from Pakistan.
Yeah, in 2014 the Brazuca was made there. In 2018 the Telstar was made there as well, and also at the 2012 Olympics they got the chance to make the football. Now this one is called the Rihla, and 3,000 of those footballs will be used in the World Cup. Here is another good run, this time rounding off the goalkeeper. It's going to be a penalty. Well, for sure, because he chopped the striker, and it's lucky that it doesn't get out. Oh, Willie. Oh, he's going to get off with a yellow card. Yep. Very clever run forward by the striker, who knew very well he's already rounded up the goalkeeper, and anything that happens there would be advantageous to him. So, Enner Valencia just rounds up the goalkeeper, intending to go on his left foot, and leaves the goalkeeper to make the blunder of touching him, and brings him down. There it is. He was in control there, no doubt about it, Jacob. That is a penalty. Well,
even if they use the VAR, I don't think it's gonna stop that. That's a clear penalty. The referee was right on the spot here. Now the big question is, can Valencia Enner make this one count for Ecuador? He scored a goal that was disallowed after we watched the VAR replay. There was an offside, but this time he has the goalkeeper Saad Al-Shib to beat.
He's been given a chance to redeem himself because he made the original. He attempted to score the goal at that time. So Enner already has 35 goals to his credit. Plays for Fenerbahce. He's the captain of his side, 33 years of age. Has everybody on edge here in Qatar and also in Quito and in Ecuador. An easy chip, very cheeky, but into the net as Enner Valencia opens the scores in Qatar. 15th minute goal, you could say 16th minute. And Ecuador go 1 goal ahead. An easy, very calm way of putting the ball into the net, Jacob.
Well, there's no need of VAR again here. I mean, it's clear that that was a good goal. He was very composed, and he scores his 36th goal in his 75th appearance for Ecuador side. Actually, he's the second oldest player in the side. A team that has a very good average. The oldest the goalkeeper. But what a goal.
Let's look at how he put it in again. I mean, sends the goalkeeper on the wrong side and very casually slots it in. I mean, if you look at it from this other side, you'll actually wonder where the goalkeeper was going to, because look at where he's got a lot of space to be able to put the ball in on the other side, and sets off a celebration at the stadium. They are actually warranted to have that kind of celebration?
Well, I think they celebrated too early. They had to wait. Now they have the real celebration for that goal by the captain of the side, Ernest Valencia.
Well then, it's Qatar 0 and Ecuador 1. Long ball for the Qatari side to try and get onto. They haven't gotten into the box on the Ecuadorian side. Well, now they do, but then it chips the ball off the field of play. I think the referee was waiting for an indication from the assistant. It's going to be going against Qatar, judging by that reaction. Saad Al-Shib was yellow carded for that touch on the Ecuadorian striker. And got a penalty also awarded against them in the 15th minute of the game. So it's going to be a goal kick. And this has been given to the Ecuadorian side. This will make them a little bit more comfortable, the Ecuadorian side. They can afford to roll the ball a little bit around. They've got lots of experience. Strikers up front have got more than 100 caps to their credit. Talking about Enner Valencia and Michael Estrada. In 2006, the Ecuador side reached the last 16. Were beaten by David Beckham's England at that time. Got a younger side this time round that is itching to make a name for themselves at the Qatar World Cup. Valencia is already showing them the way. One of the oldest players at 33, but their median age would be 26. 4 goals in 4 matches. Here is another chance from the left side. Nicely lobbed over the goalkeeper. This is going to be a foul here as well, is it? Yes, it will, but what a way of trying to get the ball over the goalkeeper.
Well, Ecuador coming very strongly here, looking for a second goal in this game.
Well, you've got to look at it from the left side. And nicely lobbed through as Pervus Estupinan lobs it over. There's an attempt to try and put it into the net. But I told you, Al-Shib is equally a very tall goalkeeper. They get into a clash with Michael Estrada. And that leaves the goalkeeper worse off than Estrada himself.
Oh, this could be a major blow for Qatar if they lose their most experienced keeper, Saad Al-Shib. He has 80 caps. Today he gets his 81st cup, but it looks like he's back into play here.
Well, a bit of a worry by the coaches when something like that happens, but usually very happy when they see the player back on their feet. And so a free kick has been given, and the Qatari side has started it. Karim Hassan tries to get his men up at the front, but most of the time it's not getting to the intended. There's another chance, he clears it off totally. He tries to power his men up at the front. The Ecuadorians are making sure that they stop them short in the midfield. Well, talk about a bicycle kick. Very exciting, but not helping them at all in that. 20 minutes played of the game. And it's 1-0 in favor of Ecuador. Valencia with a 16-minute penalty that has put the Ecuadorians ahead. It's going to be a throw-in for Qatar. Again, going back to the Ecuadorians. The yellow card, the second one of the game here. They're given out here. It seems like again Valencia, who was in trouble there, having been clipped by the boot of Almoez Ali. And Almoez Ali getting a yellow card. They need not to be extravagant and need not to be careless, Jacob, in their moves in the midfield. The pressure is generally on the Qatari side.
Well, it's clear, and they don't need to lose Al-Muez Ali because he's their top scorer with 42 goals, 85 caps, playing for Al Duhail, one of the top sides in the Qatari league.
It's going to be a free kick. A very long one coming towards the end. Headed out by Abdel Karim Hassan. There's just too many of the red shots in that defense, if you ask me, Jacob. Just too many of them. They need to organize themselves. The ball comes back onto the left side. Michael Estrada tries to bring it back. They've got no one up at the front, and that's what I meant when I said there's just too many red shots on the other side, Jacob.
Well, the pressure playing the first game, it's a World Cup game at home. It's showing on the Qatari side. They try to play defensively. They are thin in terms of attack, and it's not going to help them much. They have two top strikers there. That's
the possession. Possession says that you know, on this side, 58% in the contest at the moment.
Well, it doesn't favor the home side, and Ecuador growing in confidence now. They have a goal to their credit, and clearly it has brought them a lot of confidence on how to play the ball without any very few mistakes in the game.
Oh, this is a little touch that will send it off the field of play, coming off the foot of Michael Estrada. Again, hoping that they're not going to get too confident to be able to lose that. This is back into the midfield. A bit of a run and a bump here that leaves Pedro Miguel on the ground. I think he's going to get the advantage of that as well. There's going to be a throw-in. This is for the Qatari side. Well, foul will be given to Qatar for that touch on Al-Muez Ali. It didn't have possession though. The possession had already, the ball had already left his feet. Nevertheless, you know the rules as well. When you lose the advantage, the ball will come back to you. Bolem Cookie has lost the ball again. They've got to be a little bit confident in how they're moving the ball around. They've got to be accurate in their passing as well. It's a lot of pressure on the home team, but then again, this is the World Cup. There's going to be more pressure that will come in because they are in the same group with the Netherlands as well, and they've got Senegal in the same group, don't they?
Well, I tell you, it's a very tough group, and if they don't win this game, then when they play the Netherlands and also Senegal, it's going to be a mountain to climb for the Qatari side.
Well, it's back in the midfield. Very unnecessary tackle there by Omar Mahmoud, the 23-year-old player of Al Gharafa. I didn't need to go that hard on Angelo Preciado. And obviously it was right in front of the referee as well. And you're talking about the referee that has got so much experience in this, you can't miss that. We've hardly seen the ball coming down to the Ecuadorian side a lot, especially in this first half of the game. It's the opening match of the World Cup. The tradition of the hosts winning the opening match was being touted as going to be upheld, but at the moment it's looking like it might just be broken, judging by how the play is in the first 25 minutes of the opening match of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Oh, the Ecuadorians looking much faster than the Qatari side on the ball. They've got two men up at the front trying to go into that ball. Nicely taken by Karim Boudiaf. Tall, very agile man as well. He'll get the benefit of the throw, and he's telling his men to come up and to actually, you know, put some intensity in the game, Jacob, because that's lacking on the Qatari side.
Well, I think they're lacking the self-confidence, and I think that goal has really demoralized them. They are not coming back into the game with the same confidence that we expected in this game, and they have shown very good performances in their build-up to this World Cup, and a lot of us expected of the side. but I'll tell you, they don't have the numbers up front. And also in terms of defending, they're not defending so well. The possession percentage, you could see, is way above for the Ecuadorian side.
Well, they need to up their game a bit. It's going to go out for a throw-in. It's going to be for Ecuador. Yeah, he's got to worry now, Felix Sanchez. He really has got to worry about his team. He knows very well that he's up against a very difficult chance at the World Cup, but playing against a quality opponent is good, and it should bring out the greater ability in the Qatari side. That's what we're waiting to see. Because at the moment, the Qatari side look like they're just toying around with the Ecuadorian side, look like they're toying around with the Qatari side. It's not a very good thing in a game of football at this level.
Well, they have the experience, Bernard. They've been 4 times in the World Cup, being their 5th time, and they want to better their performances. That is what Gustavo Alfaro just said before coming to this tournament. He has a very young side when you look at the average of these players, and he is not afraid of sending the young players into the game.
Well, he's got them in there. They've already given him 1 goal, and they're on the ball at the moment. And this is one of the men, Pervis Estupiñán. Really reliable man in the Ecuadorian lineup. Long ball down onto the central attack. Obvious what Romario Ibarra wanted to do. He wanted to test the goalkeeper because he hasn't tested him at all. For the Ecuadorians, it's time to celebrate as well. It's just a big success in hosting the World Cup in itself. Talking about the number of people who will be coming to Qatar, talking about the number of stadia that they built, never mind the fact that one of those stadiums, the 974 stadium, has been built using 974 containers, which also symbolizes the dialing code for Qatar, 974. And that stadium will be dismantled and will be reassembled elsewhere, either as small stadia, a few of them, or one big stadium altogether. And that, I tell you, is one of the historic monuments that have been built and put up for the World Cup. Of course, that takes me away from the yellow card that has been given to Caicedo for that tackle in the 29th minute. It's the 3rd yellow card in this game so far by the Italian referee Daniel Orsato. You kind of feel it a little bit, Jacob, for the left back who's really pushing for the Qatari side all the time, Abdel Karim Hassan. But every move that he's making is ending not far from the midfield.
They're not able actually to threaten on the finishing third. We've not seen any creativity in terms of play by the Qatari side. They are virtually defending in this game. We've not seen how they're going to attack up front.
That's him again, Abdel Karim Hassan. He's really trying to get his men up at the front. This is off the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be for Ecuador. Ecuador 1 and Qatar 0. We're playing the 30th minute of the game of the opening match of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. The very first time that it's being held in the Middle East. 2nd time in Asia. 1st time in Arab Asia. Good ball down on the left side for Pervis Estupiñán. A little touch will send it off the field of play for a throw-in. It's going to be for Qatar. Gustavo Alfaro will be issuing instructions. He's got a couple of young people on the bench, all willing to do duty for the Ecuadorian side. Oh, this was left very easily by Karim Boudiaf, who wanted to get a free kick for no reason. Here is a cross. The header, it's in the net. Again, it is Enner Valencia. Scores a brace in the opening match of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. You will be asking, where were the defenders? The rest will be saying, what a good blessing by Enner Valencia. 2nd goal leaves Felix Sanchez wondering where his men were when that cross was coming in. For the Ecuadorians, another moment to celebrate in only the first half. But what a header. Look at the placing one more time. It goes on to the other side. and it's going to be brought in by Caicedo. Well,
Caicedo did the donkey work.
He did the donkey work, but look at that header, and look at the direction he's even facing by the time he's taking the header. Jacob, what do you say about that?
Well, it was Estupinan who brought in that cross, and what a finish here. What a header. He directed it on the far post here. No chance at all for the goalkeeper, Said Al-Sheba, and he was denied the first one by the VAR. There was an offside, of course, but this time it was the captain of the side scoring his second goal in the 30th minute here. He scored the 7th goal for himself with a 75th cap.
Well, Qatar nil, and Ecuador has scored the second goal now. Well, Pervis Estupinan is living up to his reputation. He is the one who brought in the cross. Eda Valencia is living up to his reputation. He's got 35 goals to his credit. And obviously one of the go-to men at Fenerbahce as well. This is the closest we've seen the Qatari side coming now. Long ball coming from Abdel Karim Hassan. Doesn't do any favors for the team. Doesn't help them at all. Well, it's a little bit of a desperate shot that he takes on that ball, Jacob.
All very desperate.
Here is the cross again. Look at the dummy. It came from Michael Estrada. And so Bassam was actually marking Estrada, not knowing that it's Eda Valencia who's going to go for the header.
Well, that is a combination of two strikers here. One playing a dummy, the other one just being on target. And what a header from him to score the second goal for Ecuador.
Well, they have to blame themselves. Ecuador will be celebrating on the other side. It's 2-0 in favor of Ecuador. A very well-drilled side. They seem to know exactly what to go for. This is going to be a foul committed by Pedro Miguel. The man who plays for Al Sadd is a guilty man on that tackle, just banging onto the face of Michael Estrada. Estrada himself plays for Cruz Azul in Mexico. Oh, they say that you never write off the underdogs. And Qatar was certainly coming in as the underdog in this one, Jacob.
Yes, they... well, a lot of pundits said that Qatar was going to beat Ecuador, but from this performance so far, football is a game of 90 minutes, but it's very difficult to say where Qatar will find the strength to come maybe into this game, although it's still early into the game.
If we were to take what the pundits are saying, then we're in for a very high-scoring match, because we already have 2. Anyone who wins it must win it by 3, so we probably will see 5 if the opposing side is the one that comes to win it. The defense, again, getting a little bit frantic, in my opinion, trying to get into a fast attack. They will be chasing this one right up to the goalkeeper. Hernan Galindez hasn't had much work to do, the Ecuadorian goalkeeper. Probably has a lot more work when he's playing at home in Ecuador for his team than he's had so far in this game in the national team. Well, that's in the 34 minutes that we have played so far. This ball goes back to Saad Al-Sheib. Long ball up to the front. Oh, they're going to learn the hard way, the Qataris. It's a physical game, and those small little touches that get you to the ground and get the referee to give you a foul are not going to be working here, Jacob.
Well, they can't work, and I'll tell you, Ecuador looks very strong in terms of one against one situation, and without any foul, they're coming out so easily against the Qatari. We have not seen that lethal attack of Akram Afif and Almoz Ali for the Qatari side. A lot was expected from it, but so far, nothing to worry. Hernan Galindez in that Ecuador goal.
Another yellow card will be coming out then for Karim, and I think that they are getting a little bit desperate. The Qatari side committing unnecessary fouls as well. It's the second yellow card on that side, or the third one rather. One to goalkeeper Saad Al-Sheib and Almoez Ali, and now to Karim Boudouaf. They really have got to compose themselves then. This this was not meant to be an easy task for the Ecuadorian side, because a host nation has never lost its opening match at a men's World Cup. But I think now the faces here might just say that something is changing in this history, in this historic World Cup as well. Having failed to qualify in 2018, the Ecuadorian fans are obviously making their voices count for their team. They last made it out to the group stage in 2006, which was still the best finish at a World Cup for Ecuador. So the fans know that it might just be better this time round. And even if it's not, the return, and the return with a win, would be something to celebrate altogether. It's probably just a little water break, given the kind of weather and temperatures in Qatar. For Felix Sanchez, that water break wouldn't do him any good at this moment, judging by the expression on his face. I think he wants more than just a water break. He wants a break from it all and wants goals. Qatar, one of the biggest mysteries of the World Cup. They have never been to a World Cup before, but they are here now, and they've got to make it count. Ecuador, though, with a free kick, goes into the hands of Saad Al-Sheib. Starting it close to his with his defender, giving it to Abdel Karim Hassan. They're going to craft a way of going through the midfield. They have been trying to avoid it, Jacob, by sending the ball up at the front right from the defense. They're going to do the same thing again. And sometimes you call it lumping it forward. That's because they're just unable to transition from the midfield into the forward line on their side.
Well, when you look at both formation, the 5-3-2 from Qatari and the 4-4-2, the midfield of Qatari, of course, is overpowered by the Ecuador. And I think that is where maybe they need to make an adjustment.
Well, look at that through ball then, coming onto the left side. It was going to be picked up very nicely by the very, very experienced Ena Valencia. But it's been cut short this time round. Yeah, just a little push that he had there on Bassam Hisham. Gives it out for a free kick. Here comes Qatar again. Now probably finding some touch in the midfield. They don't have the numbers though, and if they do, then they probably are not seeing each other in that midfield. And they're trying to avoid it as much as they can. Hisham plays it back. That's probably a better way to go through it. Well, they have the numbers to go forward. They've not been able to pass through that Ecuadorian defense in the last three attempts that they had. And again, Mohamed expected that he would be given a free kick there. He's told no, it's going to be going the other side. But if the spirit of the fans and the support they're giving to the team could spur them into goals, then I tell you Qatar would be far up by now, judging by the numbers, judging by the passion, and judging by the actions of the fans there. Great spirit exhibited by the fans. It's got to be replicated on the field of play by the players. I'm still worried about the defense. There's just too many people in the defense every time, Jacob. It's not very clear. This will be a good break then. Down on this other side now, just two of them trying to get onto the ball. An easy pick coming off the defender, Felix Torres. Man who plays for Santos Laguna in Mexico. Oh, this will go off the field of play. Good attempt to try and get it forward. Didn't work out, but it's the best that we've seen from Qatar so far, Jacob. That's the closest they have come to the Ecuadorian goal area. Do you remember this penalty? Well,
very good penalty here by Valencia, scoring his 5th goal at the World Cup. His experience shows here.
Look at the joy.
Composure.
It's just the joy of the World Cup. I tell you, sometimes football is described as a very cruel game because you compare and contrast the joy on the face of the Ecuadorian fans and then the gloom on the Qatari fans. But that's what competition is all about sometimes.
Well, but the Qatari fans, they don't look gloomy. I mean, when you look at their support, they are trying to push their...
Oh, you should have seen the men who are dressed in white, Jacob.
Well, that's a different kind of face
They're the ones who are
expression.
feeling it. They're the ones who are feeling it the most. Abdelkarim Hassan tries to bring it into the midfield. This is Karim Boudouaf, who's gotten it out on the left. Quick interception comes in from Angelo Preciado. Man who plays for Genk seems to have felt something of a pinch there. The captain is on the ground. And Valencia, did he get injured in a process? Took a little knock there. Yes, you can see the knee buckling a bit there. And seems to be feeling the pinch even now. Even on the reverse side, you see it more clearly. They need him on the field. That will need some very quick rehabilitation. The coach knows it. Can't afford to lose him at this time, can he?
He's a very important player for the side here, the captain, and the man who has scored the brace here, and the man who has scored his 5th goal at the World Cup, showing his experience. But the fans...
There seems to be some competition on the fans as well, the Ecuadorians and the Qataris.
Well, I like the Qataris. They don't look like they've conceded 2 goals, and that is the spirit that sometimes a team needs for you to come back into a game.
Oh, you haven't gone to a football-mad country then. 2 goals down and you're still celebrating? Unless you're taunting the other team.
Well, they're trying to...
Unless you're taunting your own team.
They're trying to give the morale to their players to see if they can at least make a better performance from what we've seen so far.
Well, Ena Valencia seems to be back on his feet, waiting to see whether or not he'll be able to be comfortable in his walk on the field. They need him to be able to get the kind of scores they want, but he seems to be walking off the field of play. So play will continue without him. 2 goals that he has scored so far. A penalty in the 16th minute and a header in the 32nd minute. Now they will play 1 man less for a little while before we get into the break from the first half of the first game of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. First time in Arabic Asia, or if you'd like to say first time in the Middle East, 2nd time in Asia after South Korea and Japan. They're becoming a little bit more adventurous now. There's more numbers in the midfield. If only they can roll the ball around nicely enough to be able to get it up to the front as well, and be confident as well as they play the ball. And in Bakil, that will be intercepted and out for a throw-in. Happy to know that Ena Valencia is back into the field for the Ecuadorian side.
What do you think the coach is saying here? I think the coach is just trying to say that they should be able to keep the score at 2-0 just before the break of halftime here.
Well, we played 45 minutes. And just waiting for a confirmation on the added time. 5 minutes of added time. That's still a lot of time in a game of football. And Qatar have possession. Just too many things have happened, and this one move on Omar Mahmed, and he's made it look even more than just what we know. Back on his feet though. Abdelkarim Hassan plays it back, finds Walem Kuki. Samisham sends it back. And Akram Afif still sends it to Walem Kuki. Abdel Karim now trying to muscle up some confidence in the ball.
Well, a very organized Ecuadorian side. You can see the 4 men in the middle not giving any space for Qatari to penetrate through the middle, and that makes them not even move at all because they have the numbers in the middle.
Well, they're marshalling their midfield very well, the Ecuadorians, we must say, and the defense as well. So they know exactly where they want to be. They know exactly where to stop the Qataris' shot. And that's why they have kept them on their side most of the time. It's going to go out for a throw-in. I think the ball was already out of play anyway, so it's going to be given as a throw-in to the Qatari side. Well, the referee says take it from where it's supposed to be done. Comes all the way to Bassam Hisham. Looking on the right side, Pedro Miguel brings it back to Bassam. Now they've got a little space on the left side. Trying to initiate a quick move, but then losing his footing. They were getting adventurous as well. The Ecuadorian midfield now trying to make a run for it. Not a happy coach, Jacob.
You wouldn't be happy, Bernard, in your opening game at the World Cup and you're losing 2-0 just before halftime. I mean, many questions running in his head there.
Yeah, sometimes you wish there could be answers to those many questions. But then you can't put the answers in the head where the questions are as well. But yeah, he's really thinking a lot about what to do and what changes he's going to be making in the second half if he has to make any changes. For the Ecuadorian side, I think they're very confident and enjoying themselves, and they haven't broken a sweat yet, if you ask me, in terms of how much work they have put in the game so far. They've played smart, they haven't played hard, and it's given them 2 goals so far.
You can say that again. I mean, the 4-4-2 and the 5-3-2 formation already. Looking at the numbers in that midfield, the Ecuadorians looking very confident coming from the back here.
Brings it back into the midfield. Well, he again was trying to release a very fast-footed Michael Estrada onto the right side. Or rather, Angelo Preciado onto the right side. The foul has occurred here. Yeah, that little push, that nudge on the back of Homam Ahmed gives it out for a free kick. We played 4 of the 5 extra minutes, Jacob. What would be your analysis of this first half?
Well, I think a very adventurous Ecuador side who came here for a win here. So far, they've gotten their 2 goals, and I would say a very shy Qatari side. They're not able to attack. They don't look like they have the confidence, and I think the coach will have a lot to say during the halftime break.
Abdul Karim got a knock in the process here, got the chance for a free kick. This would probably be the last few seconds of this first half. The Qatari side trying to break through the defense. The first time they brought in a crosser! Would have been a lovely nod down by Almoez Ali. He's a joint top scorer of the Qatari League. This man has scored in literally every game that he has played for the national team. Almost nodding that home. Lovely technique as well. He just didn't get very squarely onto that ball, Jacob.
Well, the first clear chance here for the Qatari side, and this man has scored for the Qatari side many goals. 42 times he has scored. He should have made his 43rd goal, but he misses it just before the break of halftime.
Well, he's a mercurial scorer, but at the moment he's been overshadowed by Ena Valencia, who scored 2 goals so far in this game as we go into the break. It's Qatar 0 and Ecuador 2.